Hello beautiful people, welcome back again to my channel. How you all doing, guys? Hope you're generally fine. Hope you're doing great. Today I want to show you how to make this beautiful tube crop top. You can call this a straight bustier crop top with a strip. This one is super easy, guys. Before I move on, let me say a very big thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you guys so much for always coming here. If you're new here, I want to appreciate you a lot. Thank you for stopping by. Remember to smash the subscribe button before you leave, okay? Don't forget to do that and turn the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload my weekly videos on this channel. Let's get to this. So today I'm going to show you this by using the pattern paper I have here already. Yeah, so I'm going to be cutting this in form of an off shoulder, okay, because it's a tube top, so I'll be taking away some inches. So I'm going to be taking away like 6 inches, okay? Yeah, 6 inches. So that 6 inches is going to be replaced later on with a strip, right? Yeah, so I'm placing my tape at the 6 inches mark, then I'll go ahead and start indicating my vertical measurements. Now, the first one I'm taking note of now is the chest line. I'm marking that at 9 inches there. The next one is going to be my bust point. I'm marking that at 11.5. You can see me taking note of that point now. The next is going to be the under bust. I'm taking that at 14.5. And of course, the waistline at 17. The actual length of this crop top is going to be 20 inches. Yeah, 20 inches, but I'll just add 1 inches, for seam allowance. Then it's going to be 21. So I'm marking out 21 right now. And that's it, guys. We're done with that. So what I'll do now is to go ahead and convert all these points to a straight line. And here, guys, you can see me going ahead to rule my lines. You can see I have all my lines, going ahead to label them as well from top to the bottom. The next thing now is to indicate the bust span. The bust span is the nipple to nipple distance, okay? I'm working with 8 divided by 2, that's 4. Go ahead and add 0.5 to it, making it 4.5. So from the very top of my top there, I'm marking out 4.5. You can see what I'm doing all the way to the length of my top there. And that's it, going ahead as well to what? Rule the point together to form a straight line. So you can see this now. So we are on our way to create our bustier now. So the first thing I want to do to achieve that is to indicate 2 points now. I'm going to indicate 1 inches below the bust point and 1 inches above the bust point line, okay? Make sure you label them properly so you don't get confused. 1 inches below the bust point and 1 inches above. You can see me taking note of those points now, right? Yeah. So after that, I'll go to the under bust now. I'm marking out 1 inches on one side and 0.5 inches on the other side. So this 0.5 inches is towards the unfold part, okay? Why 1 inches on this part? So I'm actually using this because the person I'm doing this for is not so busty like that. If not, I'll probably have used 1 inches on both sides, okay? Yeah, so marking out those points from the under bust to the waistline, I'll go ahead now and connect it to that 1 inches that is below the bust point, okay? Yeah, so I'm going ahead to mark that now. So this right now, what I'm doing now is forming my lower curve, okay? So you can see after creating that curve, I'm marking a straight line from that under bust all the way to my waistline. So my initial curve on the other side wasn't properly done, so I'm going ahead to curve it properly, okay? Yeah, so that's it, guys. You can see this now. We have created our lowest curve. So moving up now, I'll go ahead and mark 0.5 inches on one side and 1 inches on the other side as well, just like we did for the lowest part. So this time around, this one will be connected to that 1 inches that is above the bust point line. So you can see this now. There's nothing difficult here at all. Okay, guys, just take your time, you understand it. So you can see, believe it or not, we've just created our cup here, our bustier cup here, okay? Yeah, the next thing I want to do now is to start imputing my body circumference. So at that bust now, I'm indicating 38 divided by 4, 9.5. I'm marking that down. On the waistline, 36 divided by 4, that's 9. I'm also taking note of that. Then of course I'm going to replace it. I'm going to replace the dart. Okay, so that dart you see there is 1.5 when you add it up, right? I'm replacing it back, and the same thing I'm doing it towards the waistline there. Very, very important to replace the dart there, okay? Now, the next thing I'm supposed to add now is the seam allowance, okay? But I'm not going to be adding that. I will do that when I'm drafting out my fabric, but it's important to take note of that. You can write it out somewhere on your pattern paper so you don't forget that. So I'm not putting my seam allowance now because I'm trying to, manage this pattern paper so I can also draft for the back on the same side there, okay? Yeah, so since I'm not putting my seam allowance now, I'm just going ahead to join my point so I can get my side. Okay, you can see me from the bust all the way to the waist. So I have my side there. You can see this now. Now for the shoulder width, I'm making use of 5.5 for the shoulder width. So I'm taking note of that 5.5 now. Then of course, the same thing, I'll add that allowance. Very, very important. Add that allowance, which is 1.5. I'm also replacing it back there. You can see. So from that point now, I'll create what? My armhole curve all the way what? To the chest line. And guys, that's just it there. You can see you've gone ahead to do that. It's as easy as that. So for the neckline, now remember we already take out 6 inches, so you can decide to go deeper. You can create a sweetheart neck, you can create a v-neck if you decide to go down, right? But I'm not going down. I'm just going to leave it straight like that at that 6 inches mark. Okay, yeah, so this totally depends on 1 to 1. So I'm going ahead to rule a straight line now, okay, to demarcate the front pattern now, so I can start drafting out for the back. Okay, we are done with the front piece now. So I'm just extending that line because I'm not cutting out yet. I want to extend the lines so that I can just follow that same lines and what cut out for the back. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm extending the lines all the way there. And of course, from that startup line, I will indicate what the zip allowance. Okay, so I'm using a zip allowance of 2 inches. I'm going ahead to what also mark that down. You can see me marking my 2 inches point there, and of course go ahead and rule my lines. Okay, going ahead to do that. And here I have my zipper space. I'll label that down, my zipper space. Okay, yeah, so we've achieved that. Then of course, the next thing now is to go ahead and label it as well, so that you get it right properly. So label it from the bust point all the way to the waistline there. And of course, I'm also marking out what my nipple to nipple distance of 4.5. Okay, so from that top all the way to the waistline, I'm doing the same thing. You can see me going ahead now to connect all the points to get a straight line. So you can see that now. So we've achieved that now. So to get my dart, the back is usually straightforward. So you just take 0.5 inches on both sides of the waistline there. So I'll go ahead and indicate that 0.5 inches. You can see that now. Then those 2 points, I will connect them what to 1 inches what above the bust point line. You can see that, guys. We just created our back dart there. You can see going ahead to mark that point. So that part will be cut out. If you're cutting out, you are still going to cut out straight up all the way to the top, right? Yeah. So it's as easy as that, guys. So the next thing, of course, to impute my circumference as well, my body circumference. Remember, the bust was 38 divided by 4, 9.5. I'm marking that down. And on the waistline was 36 divided by 4, 9 as well. I'm also what? Marking that down as well. So that's just what we're doing here, going ahead to connect the point as well to get my side measurement. So you can see that now. So seam allowance, I just have space to add seam allowance of 1 inches, but when I'm drafting it trying to cut it on my fabric, I'll still go ahead and add more seam allowance. Then the shoulder width, remember the shoulder width was 5.5. That's what we use. I'm marking that down. So from there, I'll just connect it to what? My armhole. So you see that here there's no dart to mark out there. Right, there's no dart to mark out there. That's why I didn't put that allowance there. Okay, always take note of that. And guys, that's just it. Then for the depth of the neckline, can you see me placing it at the 6 inches mark? I want mine to go deeper as 8 inches, so I'm taking note of the 8 inches there. So from that neck width, I'll go ahead and create my neck depth. So you can see I've marked that down at 8 inches. You can go lower as much as 9 inches if you want. So what I'm doing now is just to extend it all the way to that zipper allowance. Guys, believe it or not, we are done. It's as easy as that. Like, we are done with the drafting. What is left now is just to cut all this piece out. Going ahead to cut out the excesses on that lowest part first. Then, of course, going ahead to cut out the front piece, the dart and the cups. Okay, yes, guys, that's it, guys, on how to create our bustier cup right now. Guys, at this point, if you've not liked my video, please don't forget to do that. And also, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please guys smash that subscribe button, okay? Please go ahead and do that. I appreciate that a lot. And don't forget to turn the notification bell. It's very, very important. This helps you get notified every single time I upload my weekly videos on this channel. Yes, it's that simple, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate this a lot. Yes, so you can see I'm going ahead to cut for the back patterns, and you can see my patterns are ready for both the front and the back. So what I'll do now is to go ahead and place them on my fabric so we can get started already. So just folding my fabric into two, you can see just carefully placing my pattern papers there, and I'll go ahead with anchor. Remember those parts where I'm supposed to add my seam allowance, so I'm going ahead to indicate those points now. You can see that for the front part I'm doing that, and also for the back side as well, I'll also put all the seam allowance. Just take note of that point. It's very important. You can write it out on your pattern so you don't forget, okay? Yes, guys. But if you have another an extra space on your patterns, it's better you just put everything there, you know, so that you don't forget, okay? Especially if you're just doing it for yourself. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Going ahead to cut out all my patterns. Yeah, so once I'm done, I'm also going to be cutting out a lining for all this. Okay, I'm done with that. I'll go ahead and cut linings, and after that I'll also apply my stay. I'll just be applying stay for just the front part. Then I'll also be putting a wording, okay, for the cup to help you know, give the cup a structure. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and finish that up. And here, guys, you can see I'm done joining my sides. Our crop is ready. You can see, and also done that for my linings as well. I've gone ahead to finish all that up. You can see this now. Yeah, and the next thing to do now, of course, is to start turning the main piece with the lining. Okay, yeah, remember I'm supposed to add a strip here. Remember, it's 6 inches that we took off. Okay, so 6 inches for the front, 6 inches for the back. That makes it 12 inches. But remember, we'll also be sewing it with 0.5 inches on both ends. That will make it 13. So the strip I'll be cutting out what is 13. I've already done that, okay? But just to you know, demonstrate to you, just cut a long strip of 13 inches, about 1.5 inches in width. That's what I use. You can use 2 inches if you want your strip to be a little bit wider. Okay, just fold it like so, and give it a good press. That's all. So my strip is ready now. So I'll use my lining to turn this up. So just placing my lining over my front piece, right side facing each other, of course. I'll have to sew, but before I do that, I have to attach my strip. You can see what I'm doing. Just indicate the point where I attach the strip. Just mind the way you place your strip. It has to be lying inside. By the time you're done sewing, then it will protrude out. So you can see the way I'm slipping it inside. Just go ahead and pin it down like so. Okay, yeah, so once I'm done doing that, you have it in place. You can also stitch it down if that helps you. Okay, you can go ahead and stitch it down just to put it in place at the edge then. So after that, then you can now place your lining. So once you sew now, everything will be hidden inside. So I'm going to sew from the armhole to the neckline and the sides, okay? And also I'm going to cover up the lowest part as well to hide my stitches inside. Then afterwards, I'll be turning it out. I'll just leave a space of about 3 to 4 inches by the side, okay, where I'll be turning it out from. Okay, yeah, whatever works for you anyway. Whatever works for you can do that, okay? But I think I'll join everything. I'll just leave the lowest part first. Then after that, then I'll go ahead and you know, sew it again. Okay, yeah. So I'll do the same thing for the back piece as well. So by the time you've attached the strip on the inside, you know they are joined together. So you must have sewn the right side, and by the time you sew the right side, you see that the lining will now be inwards. Okay, like you see me demonstrating, the lining will be inwards. Then you will now have your strip protruding out. Okay, so you have to finish one part first before you go to the other. If you want to do for the back first, that's fine. If you want to do for the front first, fine. So you can see now, as me I've done for the that of the front, I already have my strip out already. So the other end now, I need to attach it to the back as well. So you just have to carefully position it, just to be sure that you are having it on the straight part, okay? Because if you don't do this, you might have it twisted in. So you can see, just be sure you have it on the straight part. Once you've achieved that, go ahead and pin it down. Okay, yeah, by the time you pin it down, then you can now flip it through the other side, so that you would have it will be easy for you to sew on the flat surface, right? I hope you understand what I mean. Yeah, that's just it, so that you go ahead and finish up for the back. So just do the same thing as well, and at the end of the day, turn it out from the side. Okay, yeah, so you can see this. I've gone ahead to do that. You can see I've attached my strip and the sides, but I just left the lowest part, just like I said. Yeah, so why I did that is so that after ironing it, I'll be able to trim out any excesses from the lining before I now cut off the actual inch I want to cut off, so that when I sew, everything will be hidden inside. So now that I've achieved that, now I'll go ahead and open up the sides and just turn it up carefully from there. But if you like to, or if you're doing it for yourself, you don't want to go through that straight, you can just fold it in on that lowest part. Just fold it. You can even use a hemming gum to hold it down, but ideally sewing it inside is much better, right? Yeah, so I'll just open up the side later on and now sew, but I must have cut out some inches from the lining. So once that is done, just place it right side facing each other and go ahead and join the sides. Okay, like you see me, they must join the side, but I would like to fix the zipper first before joining the sides. And here, guys, you can see this is ready. Our top is ready. This is so beautiful. You can see all the linings are hidden inside. It's as easy as that, guys. Our Bustier crop top is ready. It's that simple, guys. Just take your time for a beginner. Go through this again. Trust me, guys, you find out that this is what's straightforward. That is it, guys, on how to make this very beautiful crop top, Bustier crop top. You can call this a tube top with strip. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. If you find this helpful, please don't forget to smash the subscribe button, please. And remember to turn the notification bells. This helps you get notified every time I upload my weekly videos. Thank you, guys. See you on the next one. Bye.